Um, and welcome to today. So, this is a very wonderful occasion that we call now. I would just like to let you know that in spite of all the horrors going on in the world around you, you might have noticed that you're still here. Isn't that amazing how the days just, you think everything's going to go crazy and crappy, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you got another day to go. So here you are. And so all that crap you keep putting off, you ought to just, we might as well just do the stuff. You know, quit putting, just do stuff. Quit making up excuses for not doing stuff and just do the stuff. Cause you know, that's you keep saying, oh, I got so much to do, and then you don't do anything, and you're just sitting around not doing much of anything. And if you just did like one of those things, and you finished it, you'd be like, hey, hey, that's pretty cool. I got one thing done. So instead of saying I didn't get anything done, you say, well, at least I got that one thing done. So I did that thing. So I just figure out what that one thing is and just do that. And then when you're done with that one thing, then you go, okay, well, that was pretty cool. Maybe I should go do another thing. So then you go do the other thing. And then pretty soon you find yourself accomplishing a bunch of things. And that's the secret. Well, the secret is there's not really a secret to it. It's just you just do stuff. So I gotta do stuff. And you just do the one stuff. Because a lot of times you think you got too much stuff to do, and then you don't do anything. And it turns out that all the things you had to do, and then what you ended up doing was doing nothing that was productive. So you just pick one thing, just do it, and then do other stuff. That's it. I mean, you sit around and make excuses for not doing stuff. That's something. You put that on your list, and then you can say, look, I accomplished this. What did you accomplish? Well, I accomplished making up excuses for not accomplishing things. And then you realize that's kind of stupid. But really, that's what you've been doing. And then when you write it down, you go, well, that's stupid. And then you go, well, it is stupid. Maybe I should just go do the other stuff I was going to do. And then you can accomplish stuff. So that's the secret to overcoming complacency and achieving your dreams. All right, so that's it. This is I'm trying a different camera, so I don't have a remote for this one, so I have to. Oh yeah, go away. You guys, you're awesome. Have a super awesome day or night or whatever you're doing. Okay. Oh, just forgot. I got a lot of friends in Australia, and so I just wanted to say hi to you guys. Okay. Okay, bye. Where's the? Okay.
What are you thinking about that? You just got to do stuff, man. That's it, right?
Yep.
Good morning. It is Mornings with the Dreds. Dred. But it is two of us here.
Yeah, we're
both Dreds. I mean, you're not dreaded. I mean, you're
no.
like a wannabe.
No.
Good morning, Denise from Texas. Says her AC in her car broke down. 100-degree weather.
Fantastic.
Another 100-degree day.
Or what, in the 70s?
Yeah, rainy. Good morning, Kelly. Rainy. My kind of day off, man. It's cloudy. It's rainy. It's like one of them days where you want to curl up and talk about Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Because we are going to talk Nightmare on Elm Street. Man, I don't feel as energetic this morning. I don't feel like I have it today. No comment.
I'm just trying to think of something to say, and it just wasn't coming to me.
No rain for 3 months in Texas.
Wow.
Southern Texas. Are you still in Austin, Denise? Or around abouts there? I believe she was in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, family in Fort Worth. And had family in Weatherford.
Yeah, you do. You do. Is your aunt still down there, right?
Yeah, my aunt's in Fort Worth.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna talk some fan films. And I'm a new Braunfels now. I have no idea. That sounds like it's in Germany. It's between Austin and San Antonio. All right.
She is down south.
You down south. Yeah, I think. God, I feel off my game. But let's just
said you
get
didn't
into
get much
it.
sleep.
What?
You said you didn't get much sleep.
No, I didn't. I tossed and turned a lot. They do have tons of Germans down there.
Huh.
And because it just sounds like a German name. It probably has German background or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Let me get some coffee in here.
Maybe it's because you haven't had your 500 energy drinks this morning.
That could be it. That could be. But I'm not going to walk in the rain yet. I got a busy day today. I start some voiceover sessions.
Yep.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
I got to work.
And you got to work. Gotta work.
Yep.
I have no idea.
This is what happens when we come into this unprepared.
No. Here's the thing. Actually, more prepared today than most other shows.
Well, kind of.
We're going to talk some.
We normally have fluffer articles. So we normally have fluffer articles.
We normal do. Yeah. We normally do. But we're going to talk about you came up with the idea of maybe doing a new fan film for Nightmare on Elm Street, which Freddy Krueger is your favorite.
Yeah.
Of the newer ones, and Frankenstein, you like the Frankenstein of the old. And you had mentioned a new fan film that came out, namely called Dylan's New Nightmare. And I was like, well, okay. Yeah, no, that sounds pretty good. I like fan films. They always give different perspectives, which we watched 3 of them last night because they're always short. Usually fan films are only from about 30 to 45 minutes, under an hour, just a short, maybe, a prequel or whatever, diving into a little history, just expanding on what these guys are fans of. The Indie Horror Junkie podcast's own Rick Danford is doing a Halloween trilogy fan film, which is super cool. But what we're going to talk about is Dylan's New Nightmare. That was the latest one that came out. We also watched The Last Dream of Detective Coleman, as well as Krueger Tales from Elm Street. And these were all good. I'm just going to say that they were good in their own way.
Right.
Let's start with because first we watched Dylan's, then we watched The Last Dream, and then we watched Tales from Elm Street. Let's start with Tales from Elm Street. Let's start with that one. This one I liked from damn beard hair or something in my mouth. This one started out, and I wish I had trailers for these. I do have a trailer for Dylan's New Nightmare because that one was my favorite, only because of how it left me when it ended.
That was what I think this. It could. That is one that can go on.
It
That,
really could.
They cut it off
grabbed
at a
me.
good point that you're like, okay, what's happening next?
Right. It was very much open ended.
Right.
But let's talk Tales from Elm Street. This one, like I said, this one had a true crime vibe to it.
Yeah, yeah, because it depicted Freddy as being a family man,
A family man,
wife and a daughter.
Who would have ever, saw that coming? None of us, I think, really thought about Freddy Krueger. I always thought, like, the backstory, Freddy being a child predator, a
Yeah, he wasn't he
pedophile.
like a custodian. When he custodian for school.
Yeah, I kind of thought. Or are you thinking of The Simpsons?
No. But that's how he lured, and he would lure them down to the
boiler
cellar.
room.
Yeah, the boiler room.
Yeah. Nobody, I don't think, ever really pictured Freddy Krueger as a family man.
No.
He had a wife. He had a little daughter. And that is all depicted in this. This one was good in the sense that it gave us a really creepy vibe. They really went in on the creepy vibe of who Fred Krueger was before the lynching, which I thought was pretty cool. And this guy, sometimes it was almost laughable because this is a really clean-cut looking guy, is how they portray Fred Krueger. And it was, well, you know what I could do? Let me turn this down. I can play, like, just because I couldn't find a trailer. I could just, here we go. Here's a part in the movie portraying Fred Krueger. All right. This is with his daughter, because I want people to see this guy.
Because it's almost like they put a modern twist on it almost, because that's something that is, I can't even say the word, very prevalent in today's society with kidnapping kids.
Yes.
Stuff like that, and how he went about it.
This gave this was a very eerie.
I mean, people say that he doesn't look like Freddy because he doesn't look like Robert Englund.
Right.
But I think he does a great job on.
No, and when you see him actually portraying Freddy, yes, the makeup did not look like.
But I thought
Freddy.
When they did him being burnt, I think he looked great.
I
think
did
he looked, because it looked
real.
Like
busted blisters.
Yeah, it looked real,
like,
because there was no, like, it was like skin tight, like it looked like it meshed great with his skin.
You could see like normal skin and then a piece of
burnt, it didn't look like a mask. It didn't look like.
Right. Here is I'm going to add this up here. Here is a little bit of Krueger Tales from Elm Street. And all of these you can actually see on YouTube. And so if you got about 40 minutes to spare, as you can see down at the bottom, this one's 39. Here is Freddy Krueger and his daughter.
Hey, Daddy. Hey, Catherine.
You just don't.
Mommy told me you might be thirsty, so she told me to bring you some lemonade.
Oh, well, thank you. And you tell Mommy I said thank you too.
You're welcome, but what you doing?
Oh, nothing, just some work.
What kind of work?
I can't tell you, it's a surprise.
A surprise for me?
It could be.
Oh, please tell me, Daddy. I hate surprises.
Well, Catherine, if I tell you what it is, then it won't be a surprise anymore.
Well, duh.
Oh, please tell me, Daddy. I'll go crazy if you don't.
Really?
Well, maybe.
Well, okay.
What's that?
Remember you said you wanted a magic show for your birthday next month?
Wow, you're doing a magic show for me?
Well, I still have to finish it, and I have to build it when I'm done, but...
Oh, thank you, Daddy. You're the best.
Okay, Angel, anything for you. Now, why don't you go upstairs and help Mommy, and I'm going to get back to work.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now you have a sense because this guy is just like, he's, just got his little button up shirt. He, kind of looks like a dork.
Right, but he was like highly respected in the community.
Very high, yes, and that's where the true crime thing comes in. Everybody loved him. He was so friendly with the neighbors. They felt comfortable with him. And yet, secretly, at night, he's preying on
little kids.
And during the day as well.
Oh yeah,
there's a scene at the playground where he takes and
both of them they show him doing was during the day.
It was, yeah. The scene at the playground, he's he tries to lure a little girl by saying your mommy was in an accident. He has to entice her to give her or him her name so he can say, "Oh yes, Sally, you're the one. Oh my goodness, you got to come with me." I mean, it was almost. It reminded me when like back in the 70s and 80s, how maybe, they would try to lure kids. I think that's where the whole, you want some candy, little girl, and you build that rapport and whatnot. This guy, again, I think did, a good job bringing the creepy element, child predator sense to this story. It's a side of it that you don't see. What was your favorite part in this?
And it's such an insignificant part of it is when he's walking down the street and he's got the hat on and he's got the green and red sweater and the jacket on and he's just that's all he's pretty much doing is just walking down the street.
Why?
I don't know, because I think that's what brings out Freddy the most.
Right.
I think that's.
Well, it was said that Wes Craven, as a child, would that's where he got the
one of the guys standing outside his window.
Yeah, a guy standing outside, and he had this hat and his long jacket, which I think was portrayed very well. So yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's really the first time you realize who you're dealing with. You're dealing with Freddy Krueger. Okay, but that's the first time it really hits you. Okay, I see where you're going here. Man, I'd give this one. I'd give this one out of 5 skulls. This one, because they're all good, but they're all good in their own way.
Right.
They're as
they're depicted very
standalone
different
fan films, because that's what people do a lot of times. Just like with Halloween, and I was one of them. Halloween 3, I was one of them. I don't have Michael Myers in it. But then when you really sit down and watch it as a standalone film, it's a great fucking film. You just take Halloween out of it and just have it called Season of the Witch. And I think this is the same way. So they're all good in their own way. I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah.
4 skulls.
Yeah, I'd give it about a 4.
For this one. Krueger Tales from Elm Street. Again, it was a very different spin on what you would think. The next one that we watched,
we're going backwards.
We are going back. Yeah, we are going backwards. But the next one that I want to bring up is, and again, don't have a trailer for this one. I didn't even look for this one. No, this one I did look for. This one's called The Last Dream of Detective Coleman. The story behind Detective Coleman. If some of you, we watched a fan film a while back about Kruger that had him in the police station. That's when you kind of learned that they had to dismiss the case, some with the search warrant and things like that, and they pretty much had to let him go. And this one centers around the lead detective that was involved and had to pretty much sign off on faulty evidence or whatever it was that got his case thrown out. And this detective's John Coleman, his daughter was killed by Kruger.
Right.
So this one centers around him and Fred Kruger, pre-Freddy, we know him. What'd you think about this one? Because you said you liked this one pretty much too.
Yeah, I liked this one. I don't know.
What got me? This has a really awesome dream sequence. Because there is a confrontation with Detective Coleman and Freddy, which this guy, when you first see him, you're like, is that Robert Englund? Is that a young Robert Englund? And then you get you look at him closer, you realize that he doesn't look as much like him as he, but
they did a good job on getting someone that could.
Good casting job. I should have had the names of the directors and whatnot. This one's directed by Paul Austin Bailey and Philip W. Bailey. And there's a confrontation, and he gets knocked out. The detective,
right?
Fred knocks him out. Pretty much pistol whips his ass
a few times.
Yeah, quite a few times. He beat that fucking eye shut. And what happens is it goes into a dream sequence, which kind of looks like a bad acid trip. I mean, it's all over. It
shows everything.
I mean, everything. Yeah. And it works like a dream. It really does. And it makes you feel, it made me feel like I was dreaming. It just had that feeling about it. So that I thought was done really well. And like the last, the first one we talked about, the acting was good.
Yeah.
In the fan film we just talked about, and this one, the acting is good. The acting is good in all three of them.
Right.
We can just cover, that's a blanket statement, really. So I am going to play a little clip of a little bit of the confrontation between the detective and Fred. Let's see. It's right around here. So let's play a little clip of this, being I didn't have a trailer ready. He should be running into Fred. He's kind of casing his place. He wants to take him out.
You can't seem to move on. Don't need that. Let go, it's okay. Take your hand off. Put your hands on the wheel and look out the window right now. I forgot my glasses. Does one of these have my name written on it?
All right. So that you get a good look at the guy who played Fred Krueger. Great casting job. I mean, if you're looking for
A
somebody,
lot of makeup.
Well,
lot of
even
makeup.
a lot of makeup, but I think they got the look.
They did.
They did get the look. So you got about. Honestly, I could have dealt with the dream sequence to be a little shorter because it seemed like it went on forever.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. But final confrontation. The dream sequence is just freaky. Skulls at the little birthday party that they have with all the skulls, and they're all like, sit down, sit down. These are just like, I don't know.
Like, I want cake and
I want cake. Yeah. And then you see Fred come in without the makeup, without any of that.
Yeah, because you don't see him burnt at all.
No.
In this one.
No. This is really it ends with a final confrontation of Fred Krueger and this detective who tried to, falsely put him away, even though he was guilty.
Right.
He was dead to rights guilty. Okay. This one I'm gonna have to go with I just stopped it right here. Look that little picture. You can't see it obviously, but there he is without makeup on, with a hat on and a glove. And I think that's a pretty damn good looking
where he's holding it up.
Fred, yes, he's getting ready to take the detective out. But I think that's it's a pretty good representation of Fred Krueger. And again, this isn't about, yes, there's a dream sequence. Of course, you have to have a dream sequence. It's Freddy fucking Krueger.
Right.
That's where he thrives. Which was scary as hell to me. He used to be, one of my favorites years ago. Because it just scared the shit out of me, because you're most vulnerable while you're fucking sleeping. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And plus, it was always drilled in my head, if you die in your dreams, you die in real life. Even before I seen Nightmare on Elm Street. And then this one just, accentuated that. That's a big word.
You thought you weren't on your game today?
I know, right? I can't shut up. Now, this one, again, I'm going 4.
I maybe go 3.5 on
You're going
this
3.5 on this one?
Yeah.
Because, again, as standalones, this one covered an area of the film, okay, that, you don't really hear much about.
It's just
the police
but that's
botching,
right.
The case and everything that they had against them. The first one we talked about, that one, Tales from Elm Street, that one, centered around Fred as like a family man, really diving into, who this Fred Krueger was. We all know the basics: child predator, pedophile, child killer. But you don't, I love a backstory. Maybe that's why I like these fan films so much. And that's why I like the Rob Zombie's Halloween, because I like the backstory. I want to see how little Michael lived, but that's just me. And let's see, did I even...
Did you put the trailer up there?
Well, hell no. But I can get it real quick. There it is. Bam. Give me just a second while I'm uploading this. And but this one, Dylan's New Nightmare, which is the latest installment in band films,
Mhm.
I guess, especially Nightmare on Elm Street. This one actually kind of plays off of, yeah, Kelly said she's the same way. Loves backstories or when things get explained. Now, I understand that some movies you're not meant to understand it
Right.
all, which is what John Carpenter said that he didn't like about Rob Zombies, because the shape was supposed to be mysterious.
Mhm.
You weren't supposed to be it was just, it was the epitome of evil. And you weren't supposed to know really all of that stuff. You just know this bad thing happened and then a bunch of bad shit happened. But I'm not that way. I love a good backstory. I like to know why this person got to the way they are, which is why I love true crime. That's the whole reason I got into true crime. We got another comment here before I play the trailer. Lucan says, my old boss used to look exactly like Robert Englund. I hated him because he was a total dick, but he would wear the rugby sweater to work on pajama day as a joke. I thought that is hilarious. That's great. Okay, so let me get rid of this. Here is the trailer for Dylan's New Nightmare. Now, as I mentioned, this is I liked Wes Craven's The New Nightmare that had, all the characters in it going by their real name, and it was kind of like a movie inside of a movie kind of thing. And this one kind of plays off of
This
that.
one's great.
This one is awesome. I was really hoping it would last.
That's why I was like,
we both kind of looked at each other like, is that it? Is that fucking it? And I think you guys will agree. Again, you can check these out on YouTube. But here's the trailer for Dylan's New Nightmare.
Is it a story?
Yeah, it's a story. Please try to get some sleep.
Rex keeps him down there. The mean old man with the claws.
Dylan.
Sorry, Doc, what was that?
Dylan, what's really bothering you?
Had a nightmare last night.
Tell me about it.
2 people died this time.
What do you mean 2 people died? How?
One shot himself and the other slit her own throat.
Why do you think they did that?
I don't know. Why does anything happen in a dream?
I just want to be sure that these dreams you're having aren't symptomatic of a resurgence of your childhood trauma.
Well, they're not.
Are you getting your rest?
It's been manageable, Doc. I think I have it under control.
All right. That one I thought was spectacular.
Yeah, I really like that one.
The guy who played Freddy, have them up here. Dave McRae played Fred Krueger, Freddy Krueger. Dylan is Miko Hughes. You may have recognized Nick Sloan when you see the 3 what turns out to be like casting
director
directors and casting, he's auditioning for a film. Ron Sloan sitting there in the middle. Had the pleasure of speaking with him on the podcast a couple of years ago. This is a movie that, like I said, it takes place 25 years after the events of Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah, because Dylan is Heather's son in the New Nightmare.
Right. And that's who he's kind of playing now, which you don't see Heather.
She's in a hospital.
Yeah, she's a psych unit,
Mhm.
ain't it? Yeah, she happens to be in a psych unit. But this one had me glued to the TV.
Mhm.
I mean, it was
Yeah, it's
done
good.
really well. When you think of fan film, you're thinking, shit actors, just terrible, acting, just not very good all around. Not the fucking case with this one.
No, it's great.
This one was really good. I thought the Freddy was good. If you're
Mhm.
looking for, the look of Freddy to look like what we all know and love, this
Yeah.
one came closer than the other ones.
Right.
I'll put it that way. But this one just ended quite abruptly.
Yeah.
And it was left very open-ended. And I'm hoping that who was the director of this one? Let me bring up the IMDb. Cecil Laird. And Wes Craven, well, it says writers Wes Craven, because it's his, his story. But yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. This one is a very, very enjoyable watch, and they left it open.
Way open.
Huh?
Way open.
Way open. This could go on and on and on, and I
Be a
hope
full length movie.
it really could. And we both kind of looked at each other like, "What? That's fucking it. Damn it. I wanted it to keep going, because again, these are only about 35 to 40 minutes long. You want them to keep going." Kelly said, I was talking about true crime. I was literally typing. That's why we love true crime. As you said it. That's right. Kelly's my voice to text today. That is a very enjoyable watch. I think the same, as I mentioned, the same with indie films. People think independent films, indie films, bad acting, no name actors. People, when they see a movie, I guess they just want big time actors. They want to see the Brad Pitts of the world. They want to see, whoever. That's the only one I can fucking think of. They want to see, the regurgitation of Hollywood. Okay, here's another Top Gun. All right, here's another this. We've got 5 movies. Let's just expand all of them 5 movies and, just try to make some money, which Hollywood lost their ass. Do you realize that Skinamarink, it went into the Yes, these are fan films, Lucan. You can see them all on YouTube. All of them that we talked about. We talked about 3 of them in case you joined late. Yeah, they're all on YouTube. Skinamarink was in the theater, very low budget, and broke through, went to the theater, and I believe Skinamarink, it was either Skinamarink or Terrifier 2. I want to say Skinamarink, I'm not sure. Made, as far as budget to what they made more than the new Indiana Jones movie.
Oh wow.
New Indiana Jones movies, like they lost money. Because people are tired of regurgitation. We want new ideas, and a lot of people breaking into film go the fan film route.
Right.
For one, it's something they already know a lot about, probably a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street. So that's why you make a fan film. So again, forgot where the hell I was going with this. This one, I'm gonna give this one a 4.5.
Yeah,
This one definitely gets a
I'm
4.5.
teetering on a 5.
I
for
mean,
that
it
one.
was really close. I was really close to, giving it a 5, only because of how it made me feel at the end. I was like, oh, I want more.
Yep.
Whereas before I'm like, okay, that ended. Yeah, it was that was crazy shit. That was good stuff. Did you ever have a lot of nightmares when you were
Did
a
I have a
kid?
lot of nightmares?
Yeah. You remember having a lot of nightmares? I mean, half time I can't remember my fucking
Oh, so I can't
dreams.
either. But I know I had some. I don't think I had an
Do you
overabundance of
remember
nightmares.
any? I want to talk about nightmares. Tell us about some nightmares you guys had in the chat.
I think my biggest ones were like being chased.
Yeah.
And you know that feeling you get when you're being chased and you can't move fast
You can't
enough?
move fast enough.
That or fire. Fire just wakes me out.
Well, what did you dream about fire?
Like the house being on fire.
Okay. Lucan says, I firmly believe Harrison Ford killed Han Solo because he was just tired of it. I'm surprised he didn't kill Indiana Jones. Exactly. People are tired of that shit, man. It didn't make any money. They dumped. I mean, yeah, they can save some money and PR and promoting it, because you just have to say Indiana Jones and everybody knows who that is. You don't have to, promote it that much.
Right.
It's you just got to put the name out there, and people go running to the name. So the house on fire type shit.
Mm-hmm.
You ever have any, just like, as you look back, there's like goofy fucking nightmares?
I'm sure I have, but I can't remember
I
any.
can remember one. I think you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
There's it was weird because it was like I was in a bottomless pit, and it was a spiral stone staircase, and you just walk in a spiral up, up these, stairs. But on the stairs, there was fucking snakes, and I am absolutely terrified of snakes. I do not like them. They are this great source of fear for me. Although if they're domesticated, mainly if I see them in the wild. Although stray dogs wig me out as well, because you never know what the fuck a dog's gonna do. What it's been through when it's out, just roaming the streets looking all mangy and shit. But snakes, if they're in my, they're domesticated. We've, watched a few friends as, babysat some snakes. That's weird, right? And I didn't really have much of a problem with that. But snakes on this spiral staircase, the stairs were covered with snakes. And for some reason, because I was never afraid of Darth Vader growing up. But for some reason, Darth Vader is chasing me. And I can't remember if he was chasing me down or up, but he was chasing me, and I had to move, but I had to step over all these snakes. So that shit really wigged me out. Kelly says, I was in the Holocaust in one of my nightmares. That shit was wild. Who dreams about that? Is it a past life? Maybe past life, the Holocaust. Nightmares aren't really something that I can, quite remember, a lot. If I had, I mean, I have had, you ever had them weird sensation type, dreams? I had one where I was at my elementary school, and right out front of the school, of course, you had a flagpole. Meet me at the flagpole at 3. And I was standing on the ball like on top of this flagpole. It had a big ball on top, and I'm standing on. And my whole dream was just me standing there and then falling really slow. And I would get this weird, I could tell that I was like grinding my teeth while I was sleeping, and it was just a really weird feeling. Like,
Do you ever have the
don't know.
dreams where you're like in the street and you couldn't get out of the street? Like you just couldn't get up on the curb?
Oh, no, I don't. Well, something similar maybe, like where I can't, run, or I'm like, it's like riding a 10 speed on the wrong speed.
Yeah, and
You're
you can't.
pedaling real fast.
And you
and
got
the bike's
cars
going.
coming, and you can't get
You
out of the
can't
street.
get out of the street. What is this? You dreamt an MC tessellation? What in the world?
What?
What does that even mean?
Who is it?
Well, it's Lucan. You dreamt an MC Escher, ESCGR tessellation. Who would have thought? See, I'm doing stuff. I'm getting stuff done. I'm dreaming in weird ways. I don't know. Falling dreams in the dreams where you're fighting and can't hit someone hard enough or bullshit.
Yeah.
I've had that so many times. Like I hit him, it's like, and I'm like, but it's Google it. Oh, okay. It must be good. Mr. Nanners, welcome, sir.
Little late, I see.
Huh?
Said a little late, I see.
Little late. Yeah. We had a long night.
Maybe.
Mrs. Nanners. Yeah, that is bullshit, man. Because it's almost like you're trying to punch, like, I don't know, through concrete or something. Like it's just like, I mean, you swing hard, and it's like, but yet they can hit you, as and knock your fucking head off, like when Jason went to Manhattan. Hey, hold on. I've got to.
Are you looking it up?
I've got to look this up. Oh my God, there it is. Okay. This is it's a way of tiling a surface with the same shape repeated again and again. These shapes must fit perfectly together so that there are no overlaps or gaps. I don't understand what's going on here. Oh, I dreamt in that kind of pattern. Which dream are you talking about?
Ew.
Lucan. I just Googled it. Okay. So it's some sort of like a pattern or type deal. And I dreamt in that.
That'd be weird.
It's like a kaleidoscope, but not really, but because they're all like, I don't know. I hated geometry, and that's what it reminds me of.
I failed geometry.
Failed geometry.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you were kind of
a bunch
smart
of
in school. You were
definitions.
kind of good in school.
I just took it, and I didn't need the class. I just took it because I was like, yeah, big mistake. I think it was the teacher though, because he was mean. He was mean, and he didn't really teach a whole lot.
Well, that'll do it right there. That was one of the reasons why I needed a tutor in math, because my math teacher did not. You're teaching 25, 30 kids. Some kids they don't all progress at the same speed. Some not so much. And me, I had a hard time, getting all that shit. I took like math A and B. I tried to get all my math credits, all my math credits out of the way. Like my 10th year or something. I took like 3 math classes.
Jesus.
Just so I could get all my credits and not have to take math anymore. That's how bad I wanted out. And I just took like easy, like 2 + 2 = 4. Like, fucking math A, math B. And it went like math 1, math 2. And it went into like geometry and fucking calculus, trigonometry. That's where them real brainiacs at trigonometry.
We had
shit.
basic math, algebra,
Yeah, yeah.
algebra 2.
You had algebra 1, algebra 2.
Then it went into I think, geometry, and then trigonometry, calculus.
Yeah, that's I can't click on that link there, Lucan. Just because where I'm at, but I will check that out. I will go back and look at this. I was looking at some images he was talking about. So yeah, fan films are I like fan films. We have Mr. Nanners, aka Morgan Wellborn, writer director, Hellvira on the Run, and Hellvira's Haunted Asylum of Horror, which is live over there on Kickstarter. Morgan, as a director, if you're still with us, do you like fan films? Would you ever do a fan film? Some people, some directors, it's just not their thing.
Right.
They don't hate them. It's just not their thing, And I get it. You want new ideas, and that's why I love indie horrors, because you do have a little bit, new ideas out there. A lot of interesting
a lot of variety.
story. A lot of variety, absolutely. But yeah, Hellvira on the Run. While I'm waiting to see if Mr. Nanners gets back with me there, Morgan. Hellvira's Haunted Asylum of Horror, live on Kickstarter, doing pretty well since it's been up, getting closer to our 4,000 stretch goal. Getting closer. We're in range.
Yeah.
And a lot of super freaking awesome perks. Some people have picked up some props.
They've done dinner for the actors.
Did they? Did somebody donate for that? Oh, that's super freaking awesome. Got the Rodney Norman thing going there. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on over there. So please be sure to head on over to Kickstarter and check that out. So I'm going to do some shameless promotion. Well, with that, and tomorrow night we have the Indie Horror Junkie podcast, and I mentioned Skinamarink, and maybe I can clarify. I wasn't sure if it was Skinamarink or if it was Terrifier 2, but I'm pretty sure Skinamarink. We have the mother in that movie, Jamie Hill, is going to join us tomorrow to talk all things indie horror. And we're going to talk Skinamarink, and another movie to check out that she's in is Grotesque. I like that movie. I've been telling a lot of people about that movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. It's got a lot of dark humor, which I like. It reminds me a little bit of, anybody seen the movie God Bless America. I can't remember the guy's name. He's one of Bill Murray's brothers.
Mm-hmm.
He's in it, and it's just him and this high school chick go on this
because he thinks he's got cancer.
Yeah, they think he's got cancer, and he's like, you know what? If I'm dying, is a tumor or something.
Yeah, because they said that he was dying.
Yeah, and the doctor fucked up, said he was dying, so he's like, well, if I'm dying, I'm taking out everyone that
gets on my
isn't
fucking
nice.
nerves. Yep.
If you're not nice, you're just a mean person. Here's a bullet to the head. And just goes on this like fucking killing spree. And it's got some dark humor, but it kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
Oh.
So yeah, check that out. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun as usual. Per usual, rotting Ricky D. Otis B. Dreds. That's me, by the way. There's all your links for the Indie Horror Junkie. Follow us over there on Facebook. Go subscribe over there at YouTube. And the Indie Horror Junkie at gmail.com is there for you if you have any suggestions. If you have any if you got a project, You got an indie horror project. It doesn't have to be political statement movie. Yes, it really was. Talk to I love that movie. Even though I don't get into politics a whole lot, but that's a great movie. But yeah, if you have any, it doesn't have to be a movie. It can be, maybe you're, comic book, a musician, anything, as long as it's indie and it's horror. Has to be horror. That's it. Doesn't have to be a movie. It could be any form of art. And hit us up. And maybe we can get you, and Rick can get you in the magazine. We can get you on the show or something. We'll do something. Just like what Rodney said. Just do something. Doesn't matter. Just do it. Then you can say, hey, yeah, I did stuff. Yes. Again said, I guess he said, talking about God Bless America, I guess more cultural degeneration, more movie like Idiocracy. Absolutely. That's a really good way of putting it. A violent idiocracy.
Yeah.
I
like that movie too.
Huh?
I like that movie
yes,
too.
That's another favorite of mine. So all right, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Have a great Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I think will be I'm not sure when. I have an appointment, doctor's appointment. Get the old ticker checked out. So I'm not sure. We are going to be changing the days of the morning show to Wednesday. I just, I have to work around doctor's appointments and work a little bit. Changing my schedule up, but I'll keep you guys in the loop. I want to thank you guys for, coming and hanging out with us a little bit as we talked Nightmare on Elm Street fan films. Again, those I can put actually the links. I will drop the links for the ones that we watched today right here in the chat. Let me get them right quick. And you guys can check them out. Peace out, yo. Cultural degeneration. Hey, if it wasn't for degenerates, wouldn't have any friends. And of course, here is this last link. Here is Dylan's New Nightmare, the last one we talked about. Go check them all out. And let us know what you think, man. And hey. Starting to sound more and more like Rodney every day. I'm not even trying. All right. Have a good day.